I met Talia in our third year at university. She wasn't just beautiful. She had this magnetic energy that drew people in effortlessly. The kind of girl who walked into a room and became the center of it. I, on the other hand, was quiet, unremarkable in a crowd. Yet something about her kept me watching from a distance longer than I'd like to admit. I finally spoke to her after a class project. I cracked a joke that landed just right, and she laughed, not the polite, half-hearted kind, but a genuine laugh. Over the next few weeks, we talked more often, during lunch in the cafeteria, after lectures, wherever we could find a few moments. I'd listen as she vented about professors or laughed about random things. I thought those small interactions meant I was getting closer, maybe even starting to matter to her. We weren't dating, not officially, but I'd drive her home sometimes. She borrowed my hoodie once and never returned it. She'd call me when she couldn't sleep, and I always picked up. Always. But there was another side of her I ignored. She thrived on attention, especially from her glamorous, self-assured friends. Around them, I became invisible. Worse, I became their punchline. It started subtly. One night at a party she invited me to when her friend sneered, "Oh, look, the puppy showed up." The room erupted in laughter. Talia didn't defend me. She just said, "He's loyal, I'll give him that," as if that made the joke harmless. I forced a smile. Another time, at a cafe with her group, I tried to tell a story. Midway through, she interrupted, he tries so hard," with that sarcastic grin. Everyone laughed again. I felt small, like a pet performing tricks for scraps of approval. Still, I stayed, hoping that if I just held on longer, she'd see me. Really see me. Then came a night that changed everything. Her birthday. She threw a massive house party. The place was crowded, the music deafening, people dazzling in expensive outfits. I showed up with a simple gift, a first edition of a book she'd mentioned months ago. I remembered. She didn't. She barely glanced at it, muttered a quick thanks, and tossed it on a pile of unopened presents. Later, someone pulled out a dare list. One of the guys dared her to call the most obsessed guy in her life and tell him she'd never be interested. The crowd egged her on. She picked up her phone, grinning, and called me, putting it on speaker. "Hey," I said over the noise. "Stop trying so hard." "It's never going to happen," she said, laughing. The room went wild. Someone yelled, "Savage!" I heard it all and I hung up. I didn't text. I didn't answer her messages the next day. I didn't respond at all. Days turned into weeks. She seemed fine at first, but then friends started asking about me. Is he mad? Seeing someone else? He's acting weird. I wasn't acting. I had finally stopped caring. I deleted her number, stopped watching her stories, and began living for myself. I focused on work, hit the gym, spent time with people who didn't make me feel like a background character in my own life. Then one afternoon, there was a knock on my door. It was her. She looked different, natural, no pretense, no sarcasm. "I've been thinking about that night about you," she said. I stayed silent. "You were always there for me," she continued. I took it for granted. I was stupid. I never thought you'd actually walk away. "I didn't walk away," I replied. "You pushed me." She was quiet, then finally asked what I had suspected all along. "Is there someone else?" I smiled, not with pride, not with revenge, but with freedom. "Yes," I said. She nodded, eyes glossy, stripped of her usual smirk. No sarcasm, no pretense, just regret. For the first time, she felt the weight of my absence, not because I wanted her to, but because I had finally stopped chasing her. And in that silence I left behind, the roles had reversed. She was the one chasing what she could no longer have.